welcome. So we're going to be constructing a line segment. We're going to be copying a segment. And I thought that I would do one construction per podcast so that if you wanted to do some practice immediately after me, you could. I have all the steps on the left-hand side of your paper, and then there's some practices on the right side. And that's the way most of the notes look. Right? There are not a lot of notes to take here. There'll be a little bit here and there because I provide all of the steps. So the only notes we'll take is if we're going to talk about something on the construction itself, not the steps. Right? And let's see if the board is going to cooperate. That's a good thing about a podcast. If the board doesn't cooperate, I often redo the podcast. All right, so our first step, we're going to be copying a segment here, is we need a segment to copy our segment on. It has to be longer than the segment we're copying, and it doesn't matter how much longer. You'll use a straight edge and a pencil to draw the line segment. I can't use a straight edge up here, so I'm going to use a line tool. All right, so I drew a segment here. The one that we're copying is the one right above it. So this one, come on. Oh, I forgot to put away the line tool. I keep doing that. Forget all about it. Just get that out of the way. All right, so where my compass just went, that's the segment we're copying. And then we're going to copy it onto here. Right? So I said that rulers are not perfectly reliable measuring tools. Something that is a perfectly reliable measuring tool, though, is a compass. And the reason it is perfectly reliable, unless you if you don't lean on it or something, once you open it to a certain amount, it will stay that way. Right, so I think my compass is not open quite enough. Oh, come on. I'm hitting the line below it. All right, what we will do, this is what I mean about board being persnickety. We will move the line out of the way. And now we will try to open it slightly more. Now the only problem I have up on the whiteboard is, you see how it moves back and forth? It's hard to be perfectly precise. If I'm actually doing the construction and I'm not using a smartboard, I can be a lot more precise. But I'm demonstrating the steps. Right. It may be the exact same thing as I had before, but I will have to take it because that's as close as I can get. Right, I'm going to switch the color there to blue. All right, so now I've measured that line segment. Now all I have to do is first of all, I have to make sure that that compass point, I put that right on the edge of my segment. All right, so we're going to put that right on the edge. So I usually draw a point. We put that right on the edge of the segment. And then all we need to do is draw an arc. Right? So now our segments are the exact same length. Right? So if I wanted to label this one AB, and I labeled this one CD, and the point would be right there, I could say that AB is congruent, and this line segment AB is congruent to line segment CD. Okay. So you'll add that, anything I write in, you'll add like that, you'll add into your notes. You can either stop and do that construction now, and there's 4 opportunities for you to do that, so in case you make a mistake, you can always do it again, right? Because there's 4 opportunities. And you can also do it more than once. If you want, you can do it now, you can pause the tape, or you can do it afterwards. If you don't remember what I wrote on the board, I will post the whole PowerPoint so that you can just write down anything I added. Right? So whatever works for you. Anyway, that's all there is to copying a segment, right? Making congruent segments. Right? We measure the segment to make sure we open up the compass, we measure the segment, and then we just move the compass down onto a line segment we've drawn. And that line segment has to be longer than your original segment you're copying. Notice it says draw array. It doesn't matter whether it's array or a longer line segment. Either is perfectly fine. I don't generally bother to put the arrow on there, but you could. Right? So if you have any questions, let me know. I can demonstrate for you in class, but that's what there is to copying a segment. Bye for now.